Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Bahashem Rakakwadash, and I want to say Shalom to Yakin out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. And this one's going to be titled, Generosity is an Israelite Custom. And tried to start this earlier, and I actually ended up doing something completely different. It ended up being like a biblical versus modern marriage thing, because I don't know how we ended up necessarily getting there. One thing led to another, and I ended up forgetting to have my mic, set up right where it is. Right, it was all because it's on a boom, it's movable. If I move it and I'm talking, well, it starts cutting out, and I forgot to move it closer like this, like a moron. So that was an hour and a half, an hour and 10 minutes of just nothing. All right, no cutting in and out audio. You couldn't even hear it, so that was a waste. But hey, that was more so a test run of what I got on the sticky note now. So I just wrote everything I touched on down, and Lord willing, maybe we'll do it tomorrow. So today would be usually a day where I do 2 lessons, but I'm just doing this one lesson because of the situation. The other lesson was just for Yahweh Shemiao Shai's eyes only. All right, none of you brothers and sisters are gonna get to watch it until here, but you're still not gonna watch that original one. I'm gonna try to touch on everything I touched on in that, but we'll have to see, because part of it was me talking to Google's AI thing that came up, so that might not give us the exact example, and I actually got it to I actually ended up getting it to admit that it was lying and it was bullshit, but we'll see how it goes. But anyway, this one's titled Generosity is an Israelite Custom, and it's dealing with this video from Black People of Reddit, which of course is not to be confused with Black People of Twitter or Black People Twitter, which is also another popular Reddit page. But again, this is like I ended up subscribing to this. It's got some interesting stuff on it. Some of it's just ridiculous stuff. Some of it's news about Jake stuff. So it's good to know things that Esau decided to do towards our people and so on and so forth. But yeah, man. And for those that are new here, our people, what do you mean? Well, I go back to the tribe of Benjamin. All right, as I mentioned. I mentioned it in the other lesson. Of course, that one's not here. That one decided to go down, but that's why we don't go by skin color. Skin color is not indicative of your ethnicity. All right, you might have a white-looking so-called Mexican, you might have a brown-looking one, or a so-called black-looking one, but at the end of the day, they're all still what they are, so-called Mexican, which they're not even that. They're actually an Israelite. But we touched on that as well, covering cast, which is another lesson. I got to write that down as well. Bear with me. All right. Wrote that one down as well. That was another thing we were talking about. We've had these covering casts put on our people, black or Mexican, Latino, Native American, or brown, or African American, or Mexican American, or Latinx, Spanish, all these different types of things. And Spanish is for the Spanish people. Those are Europeans, but for some reason, our people be calling themselves Spanish sometimes. But anyway, all that's, that, just because I don't look that doesn't mean I am not that, right? That's why, again, Esau's got everybody all messed up. You got a lot of your friends out there that are, this color, this child right here, and they're really just Edomites, all right? Your enemy. Edomites are what you would say is the so-called white man, but not every so-called white man's an Edomite. Not that everybody looks like John Shaft is an Israelite either. And that's why, it's all these covering casts and these messed up, bugged out doctrines to keep everybody all messed up. But anyway, just wanted to explain that anytime you see that name black, all right, black people. No, it'd be Israelites, all right, of Reddit. Israelites of Reddit, if you really want to be accurate with it, but they're not. All right, because that's who our people are. All right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are the Israelites. Why aren't we called as the Israelites now? Because why would anybody want to call you the Lord's chosen people? Right? That would make them seem that would really challenge their white supremacy rhetoric. Right? They wouldn't be able to push that out if brown people are the best. They wouldn't be able to do that. So they got to put covering cast. They got to say, oh, you're black or you're this, to keep you from knowing who you really are, because they don't want the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to know Or really the Israelites, the Lord's chosen people. They can't have us knowing that, right? We might end up doing right. Anyway, again, this lesson's talking about how, and now you know who the Israelites are if you're new around here. Generosity is one of our customs. Okay, we're not a stingy, tight ass, greedy people. All right, despite what you see from some of our people now, really we're generous, and a lot of Jake, even in their fucked up state, are still very generous. All right, as we're gonna see. So it's this video. It says, "Is this kid in the wrong?" And no, this kid ain't in the wrong. All right, I don't think he's in the wrong at all. And you got to realize, man, he's just a child. All right, he's just a child. Okay, and that's something you need to realize going into this video. Is this is just a child. Okay, and how children are is they're very outspoken. Okay, if they want something, they might ask for it. And again, sometimes the social norms on that isn't right in this society. But back in the day, biblically, if you needed something, you would ask for it. Right? You would biblically you would ask for it. If you needed some bread, you would ask someone, "Hey, is it possible if I get some bread?" And you weren't scoffed at, mocked at, laughed, or ridiculed, or mocked. Somebody would help you with that. They would share that bread with you. But nowadays, it's a bad thing. Nowadays, it's wrong. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. I'm gonna actually read this before. It says, "I saw this video posted on Pop Culture V2. We have that one up. It says, "And the people in the comments are going off with." It says, "This kid shouldn't be begging. He's fat enough. His mama's ghetto," and begging on Facebook. And there's a few people, actual nice people, that said at least he asked instead of taking, and I'd feed him. And it's like, it says, "Is it just me? Like, what the fuck happened to community? I get he's coming up to strangers and asking in the neighborhood he lives in, but what's the difference between an unhoused individual asking for money at your car window? He's not breaking in, he's not stealing, he's not being disrespectful." They'll say, "It's disrespectful to ask for food." How the fuck is it disrespectful to ask for food? How? Think about what you're saying. How is it disrespectful to ask for food? A basic human right, food. It's disrespectful. That fucking moron. And a lot of these people over at Pop Culture V2 are probably just Edomites. Okay, because Edomites are very stingy. A lot of there was a I was talking about it not too long ago because it came up on Reddit. You know, black poverty, so-called, is different than white poverty, so-called. So Jake poverty, Israelite poverty, is different than Edomite poverty. And how is it different? Because if you have, let's open up the paint. All right. Okay, let's draw the line here. Boom. Okay, and let's draw another line. Okay. And on one side, you got Jake. Or Jake. And we say Jake, for those that are new, Jake, you know, Israelites, because Jacob. All right, through the line of Jacob. And we're not to be confused with the people that are dwelling in Israel now. Those are not Israelites, those are Israelis. Okay? So you got Jake, Israelites. All right, and then you got Edom. Okay? So-called, right? So-called white people. Okay, so there you go. Let me get my my brush. So say this is how poverty is different. All right, you have an individual, okay, with bread. Person 1. All right, bread. Person 2. Potatoes. Did I spell that wrong? Yeah, okay. Person 3, we'll just do 4 people. Person 3, you got, we'll just say, T, right? Person 4, or actually, we'll do person 3, will be, what else? chicken. Okay. Person 4 will have tea. Okay. And then, or person 4, condiments. Person 5, tea. Okay. That is how it works. Okay. Everybody sticks with the items they have and suffer from lack of a full meal. Okay. I.e., person 2 only has plain potatoes to eat with nothing else. Okay. Meanwhile, Jake, same thing. Person 1, bread. Person 2, potatoes. Person 3, chicken. Person 4, condiments. Person 5, tea. Okay. And I also want to put also person 4 has nothing, just sauces and mayo, etc. Oops, well, I can fix that. Okay. So, person 4, I mean, if you're person 4 and all you got is condiments, you're fucked, right? In the so-called white community. Here's the difference. Jake come to everyone, we'll just do everyone comes together. They make, everyone comes together. Fries are made with the potatoes. Ketchup is used on the fries. Person 4, aside from the ketchup, brings mayo. Chicken sandwiches are made from the bread, chicken, and I guess mayo, other condiments. Everyone has tea to go with it. Everyone gets fed. Right? You know, I like making these little things. There you go. There's a difference. All right, little demographic of Jake's versus so-called white people. And this is why white poverty is usually so much worse, right? Because Jake is very giving and generous. All right, so let's walk through this. I know it was a little slow, a little bit of a slag, but white people, so-called white people, Edomites, all right, one person, all they got is bread. They don't got nothing else. They just got a bag of bread. Person 2, all they have is potatoes, just a sack of potatoes. So person 3, all they got is chicken, right? Just the chicken. They're arguably the best out of everyone, right? Person 4, they don't have nothing. They just got condiments, pickles and mayo and mustard and ketchup and barbecue sauce, and that's it. That's all they got, right? And person 5, they don't even have nothing to eat. All they have is tea, right? Everybody sticks with the items they have, and they suffer because they don't have a meal. Person 1, all they got to eat is just some pieces of bread. Person 2, just some potatoes. Person 3 is doing all right. Person 4 and 5, man, they're starving. They ain't got nothing, right? That's it, right? And they don't share. They won't share. If someone says, "Hey, can I not?" No, go get a job, you bum. I'm already suffering hard enough. I don't have anything to give. I don't have anything to give. That's what white people always say. They say, "I don't have anything to give. You think I'm already struggling enough. I don't have anything to give you." Right? Get a job. We're all struggling out here. Go and get your own job. I don't have nothing to get you at all. Right? That's what they'll do. But with Jake, all right, same scenario. Person 1 has bread. Person 2 has potatoes. Person 3 has chicken. Person 4 has condiments. Person 5 has tea. But they decide to come together, all right, and say, I don't have much. You don't have much. All right. And this is how barbecues came about. Okay, they won't tell you that, but this is really how barbecues came about. I was looking into it a little bit, and it's hard to find information about it, but I know through the Spirit, all right, it's in my belief, all right, that it's hard to find, but I did look it up actually one time, and they said, yes, that is kind of what started it. I mean, I looked it up one time in a lesson. I don't remember which lesson it was, but my hypothesis was correct, because I was talking with a group of people. And I said, I bet anything cookout culture stemmed from after the slaves were quote unquote freed. All right. And again, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And again, they like to say that, it was just so-called black people. It's the same thing with the Trail of Tears, was just so-called Native Americans. No, black people were on the Trail of Tears. All right, so-called Mexicans and Native Americans were in transatlantic slavery as well. They might have not looked that way, but we all went through it. And again, it's the way we look doesn't make us who we are. Jake all suffered through this. All right, Jake all suffered through it. And after that, again, they made all these laws about can't pick fruit. All right, that's where breaking and property lines came in, because you couldn't come through and get fruit off a tree. That was considered theft. Taking fruit off of a tree is now theft. All these different things. So what did Jake have? Jake didn't have much. So one person might only have the chicken. One person might have some bread. So what they would do is come together and they would create what's known now as the cookout. All right, everybody brings a little bit of something. You bring some potatoes. You bring some fries. I'll bring the chicken. You bring the collard greens. Over here, I'll bring the mashed potatoes. I'll bring the pie. You bring the sodas. I'll bring the beers. And then all that. Now, boom. I mean, now it's for fun. Not everyone's just doing it to suffer. But back in the day, people were suffering, and, not so much really once you brought this in and everybody had a full meal, because everyone would share their food and everybody would get a full meal, as opposed to someone just snacking on a potato, right? So Jake's smart. That shows you Jake is smarter than Edomites, all right? So-called black people are smarter than so-called white people. Because why? They came together and everyone's getting a full meal. Esau's over here fucking under a goddamn bush, just chewing on a fucking stick. Oh, I'm suffering. Well, hey, maybe if, you use that stick, you could turn that into a like something else, and someone else could use that to, like, put maybe on a spit, and they could roast. I'm not giving my stick to anybody. Okay, all right, just suffer alone then. So everyone, in Jake's scenario, everyone comes together. They make fries with the potatoes. Ketchup's used on the fries. Person forward, aside from the ketchup, they also bring mayo, maybe some pickles, maybe some other things for those chicken sandwiches, right? Chicken sandwiches are made from the bread, the chicken, the mayo, other condiments, and everyone has tea to go with it. Everyone gets fed. Everyone has tea. Everyone has a chicken sandwich. Meanwhile, Esau's over here, fucking just, a spoonful of tomato paste. I'll have a little bit of bread with some water to mix it down. That shows you the stupidity of E. All right, that shows you the stupidity of E. Right? They're not generous. They don't have any generosity. Generosity is an Israelite custom. All right, but now they do cookouts. Now they want to do cookouts. They just call them barbecues, not a full cookout, but they do cookouts. But they still don't do it like Jake. But if say you had this food and someone said, "Hey, could I get something?" No, that's Esau. But Jake would say, "Oh, come over, baby, get a plate." All right, I mentioned this a long time ago. Try to refuse some food. All right, from a so-called black person. Try to do it, especially a black woman. Try to refuse some food. It ain't gonna go so well. I made some chicken, baby. Did you want it? No, I'm all right. Have some. We got enough. No, I'm really okay. We have enough. Just have a plate. I don't want no. Why don't you want a plate? I'm just full. You can't fit a little bit of chicken. All right, give me the plate. Right? Give me the plate. I'll take it. Right? Because you have to physically force your way out of it. No, I don't want it. No, I'm good. I don't want a plate. I don't want a plate. No, thank you. I don't want a plate. No, thank you. I'm good. Thank you though. No offense. No, I'm good. I already ate. No, and you know what? They'll probably still send you home with a plate. They'll probably saran wrap it up and send you home with a plate. You're not gonna get out of it, man. You're not gonna fucking get out of it. You're taking the food. You don't have a choice. When an older black woman specifically asks you if you want a plate, you're going home with a plate. She's not really asking you if you want a plate. She's telling you you're having a fucking plate. You're having a plate. Anybody that's been around Jake knows this. All right, same thing with all the black men on the grill. You're going home with some hamburgers, some hot dogs, and a piece of meat. You're going home with something, right? You're going home with something. But it says, continuing on, it says, had he done any of that, it had been a different situation. Of course, been, mean. It says, but if I lived in a neighborhood like this, I would have given him a plate. I would have given this boy a plate too. Absolutely. It says, because why not? Why shouldn't I give him a plate? For what reason? Be greedy? I gotta, if I have it, I got extra hamburger. Why wouldn't I give it to him? That's the question. Why would I give it? Why wouldn't you? Well, it's mine. Well, yeah. But it could also be his if you should have. I worked hard for it. Okay. So, he's what, 7, 8 years old? You think he can go to work and get some meat? No. Give the boy a plate, goddammit. It says, I definitely talked to his parents afterward, not to shame, just to get to know them and still give him a plate. It says, maybe I'm just different, but fuck, I'd feed everyone in the world if I could. I low-key have lost faith in humanity, but I guess what's y'all's opinion? Again, so-called black person, right? That's in our custom. It's in us. All right. It's in the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Not just so-called black people. Same thing with Latinos. All right. Same thing. All right. Same thing, man. Go over to a cookout. All right. Go to, if someone's having a quinceañera, that's what they do during quinceañera. And again, you shouldn't be celebrating it. It's a birthday. But you shouldn't be celebrating that. But again, it's like a cookout and they have food, and try not to take some food. Try to not take some food. Not going to work. Because why? Because why? Generosity is an Israelite custom. Same thing with Native Americans. Native Americans are really ingrained with a lot of so-called Mexicans. If you go to Arizona, that's easily proved. They act just like a lot of so-called Mexicans do, because their cultures are so close together and they live in the same areas. And a lot of the Mexican territories are right by the res. All right, and then of course Gads living on the res. So a lot of the almost like and if you look at the res, it's like a barrio. It's really similar. But it says, let's see. I didn't like this. I downvoted this. It's I teach my, and you can tell this is a stupid ass, a black woman here that gets on. I teach my niece a hard lesson all the time. Just because things are available don't mean you're entitled to it. Little man gonna know mind his business next time if he ain't invited. Right? Fucking asshole. And someone said, it's just a kid. Kids are allowed to enjoy their childhood before it's up. He asked kindly, they decline. There nothing else to it. Kid was polite and said thank you. It's not a teaching moment for him in that way. There you go. You make it seem like he demanded it. Get real. And then someone said, nah, feed the babies. All right? Feed the babies. I'm busy trying to feed mine already. All right? It says, I'd be mad if my kid went to my neighbor's, he didn't know to ask for food, but you ninjas acting like hot dogs aren't $1. Shut the hell up, right? It says, that's what I'm saying. I thought I was bugging. We all know the universal rule that as long as kids get a hot dog or burger, the adult rocks the steak, chicken, etc. Yeah, exactly, man. What the fuck are you talking about? Fucking just, you can tell the decent individual blacks between the fucking dullard ass, knuckle dragging ass fucking bitches. All right, and ninjas, all right, as they would like to call them. They call themselves that, right? Our people are fucking dumb. It says he has no business asking for food. Simple. All right. Someone said, God, I miss when we had community. All right. It said pearl clutching about a literal child asking for food is wild. This shows you Jake has become more like Edomites. Okay, Jake has become more like Edomites. All right. For example, in Genesis. All right, with Genesis 27:40. This is Esau's blessing. All right. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off his neck. from off thy neck. This is talking about, of course, Jake, all right, who, again, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans came from. He ended up getting Esau's blessing because really a lot of people say, oh, subtlety. Not subtlety, that's what the scriptures say. Slakia. It's, they say, a scam, or he stole the blessing. He came with subtlety and took the blessing. But it was already promised to him, if you really look into it, because he sold the birthright. The birthright is what? Firstborn. And firstborn was entitled to pretty much the vast majority of what was given by the father. And it also said the elder shall serve the younger. All right. The Lord actually said that, all right, to Rebecca. Which shows you that the elder shall serve the younger. Well, how is that going to be? The younger would usually serve the older, but not in this case, because again, the Lord already knew which way it was going to go. The Lord already knew Esau was going to sell his blessing, because again, the Lord didn't want Esau to have it. If he wanted him to have it, he would have not sold it. Okay, but Jacob was the chosen. All right, Jacob was the chosen, not E. And they get mad about that. But Esau's blessing was not, to be a lordly, godly man and any of that. No, his blessing was by the sword thou shalt live, by his weapon. All right, and that's how Jake lives now. They live by the sword. All right, I got my gun on me, man. I got my blick. All right, that's an Edomite lifestyle. All right, killing, lying, robbing, stealing, that's an Edomite lifestyle. All right, our people are living like Edomites. They're talking like Edomites. They're acting like Edomites. They're behaving like Edomites. All right, they're selling out for the Edomites. The black woman loves the white man. The black man loves the white man and the white woman, which is, you can get with the white woman, but they really love the white woman. I mean, they'll be their indentured servants to a white woman. All right, ridiculous. And they'll do it to a black woman as well. They just love being in subject to a woman for whatever reason. Our men are fucked up. It's bad, man. Especially if they get with a white woman. If a black woman treats a black man like shit, the black man's quick to go and fucking zip. But if a white man treats a black man like shit, they're quick to stay. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. And it's not even a good looking woman. It's a big fat gargantuan fucking Rachel. All right. Brittany. All right. An Amber. All right. A Chrissy. All right. And you need to treat me better, Jamal. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean, let's go out for ice cream again. Do not take that bitch out for ice cream again. What the hell is wrong with you, man? God damn. But they'll do it. They'll do it. All right. And again, like I said, white women could be a little bit better, but not really by much, because a lot of these white women are acting like black women now, and they're like, where are you been? What are you doing? Let me see your phone. Let me go through your phone. It's like, shit, I'd rather just get with a black woman then. I mean, I'd rather have the beauty and the beast than just the fucking beast. Shit. Flowkey MMA, it says, what's the point of the video? There's nothing burger in this video. What is the reaction worth? It said the kid asked for barbecue and also got a nothing burger. Said the kids get a burger while asking for barbecue. The disrespect. What do you mean? 2 free bags of chips. Chips are expensive nowadays. Family size up to $7.29. No, the fuck it ain't. No, the fuck it ain't. No, it ain't. Stop over exaggerating. Look, if I go to Smith's, all right, website. I go here. I go to Smith's, right? Kroger for you on the East Coast, brothers. And I go and look up Lay's. That's $4 for a bag of chips. Where are you buying $7 chips from? Where are you buying, Lay's family size? Which usually those are the ones. Let me see if they have a bigger version. Party size, $6. What are you talking about? And you get way more. You go from 8 ounces up to 13 ounces, right? So what are you fucking talking about? $8. It's $8 for some chips now, brother. It's $8. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Okay? No, it ain't. Lying. All right? Just stingy. It says fat boy looks like he's been begging before. Fuck off, kid. All right? Again, look. That's Statuary. It says they probably see. Well, he's not skinny. Strange comparison. Why bring up Netanyahu? He's fat as shit. He don't need barbecue. All right? He ain't even that big. He's, he doesn't seem to be that big. How is this fat as shit? I mean, he's a little on the thick side. All right? A little chubby, but, I would not consider this kid fat. All right? And you got to account for baby weight too, man. All right? Because little kids are a little chubbier than when they grow up, It said if the roles reversed, would the outcome be the same? Probably not. All right. What roles? Race. Okay. Race has nothing to do with it. He shouldn't be going to other people's houses asking for food. Everything makes about race. Echo chamber people. No, it is. Everything is about race. It is about race because it's correct. All right. It would have been different if it was a little white boy. Everyone, this fucking ghetto. I would have done it. All right. No. Why is it shared online? It's not waste of time. I don't really get the point. Are people supposed to get mad they didn't give them full plate? It said they shared it because it's cute. Little kid just wanted to ask for neighbors for some barbecue. Yeah, it's kind of cute, lighthearted. I'm just getting burnt out on oversharing for the sake of views. A lot of people are pieces of shit. Look, if an outgoing kid on my street comes up and asking for food, I'm feeding him and sending food home with him. If he's bold enough to ask, it means he's hungry and likely his family asked him to go ask. Not always. He might have just smelt it and been nice. All right, I don't care if you're a full-grown adult. If I'm out there cooking, doing something like that, he's like, "Hey, that smells pretty good. You know, do you have any extra? Can I get a hot dog? I'm gonna give you a hot dog." Right? Why? Why wouldn't I? I'm not gonna be stingy on fucking food, man. All right, especially when a pack of hot dogs ain't even that much. It's ridiculous. Now I might not give you one of the steaks because I probably don't have that many. I probably only got enough steaks for one each individual. Right? It says, he probably just likes to eat and is not afraid when something smells good. Even then, that's what's so wrong about that. Right? Kids are fucking stupid. Alright, says he don't need no more food. Tell him to run around the block. Again, look at these people. If a kid approached my husband and I got asked if we had extra, I would give it to them without hesitation. We always make extra, not for this reason, but it could be a reason to make more. Right here. The comment section is a prime example of Reddit delusions. Closed mouths don't get fed. He tried his luck. Let's see. Good. Fucking Tybin think you can come just get food because you smelled it. Guarantee his ghetto mom sent him. She on Facebook begging for stuff. 100% guarantee. How do you say I'm racist without saying I'm racist? Fucking, I guarantee that's a fucking Edomite. 100% he just said it out loud. Not even a subtle attempt. Let's go and see if he's a fucking Edomite. I bet he is. Oh, he's private. He made his account private. There you go. Of course. Fucking scared ass cracker. What else? Sounds like an African husband and a Caucasian wife. Yeah, I thought so too. That's what I thought so too. Because they said apparently they're black, but I heard a white woman in there. So she was probably like, she was, you know, and notice how the man wasn't initially standoffish. But the son, the woman, oh, well, here, have some chips instead. All right, here, let's go watch it.
I ain't trying to be rude though, but you still grilling?
No. See, you hear the black man laugh.
Oh, did y'all just finish today?
Yeah.
Y'all got some leftovers?
Nah, we ain't yet.
Oh, it's almost done.
What you need, man?
He said, "What you need, man?"
Get some food. I saw y'all grill up. I was like, y'all grilling?
We live up the street.
Yeah.
Okay, well, next time we grill, I'll make sure to get something extra for you. Okay.
Okay.
Because do you like? It's not grilling, but do you like Cheeto Puffs?
Yeah.
You like Cheetos? Okay. There you go, bud.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. And again, in this scenario, I might have got it wrong. I might have got it backward. What you want, man? All right. The white woman's more generous. So, Jake, this is the problem, Jake, and this is what you got to realize. You become such a fucking asshole, Jake, that you're making the white man look really good. All right. You're making them look better than you. You're making the white man look nicer than you. All right, you're making the white man look more generous than you, and he's really not. All right, he's the one that's fucking up the world, but you're making him look good. You're so acting so fucking dumb that you're making the white man look smart, and the white man's fucking dumb. You're acting so wicked that you're making the white man look good, and he's wicked. He is the wicked. All right, the Lord called him the border of wickedness. Right, but again, Jake's all fucked up. Right, but anyway, that's all the comments. All right, from Pop Culture V2. All right, we watched the video. Now, it says all the comments were talking. Let's go see what they say on black people Twitter instead. If a kid has manner, acts nicely, and appreciates my, I take that back. I thought I was in the wrong place. Maybe that one over there. You had a lot of fucking black women over there and Edomites. All right, well, let's go over here with black people of Reddit, where it's mostly going to be black people. Let's see the difference. All right, let's see the difference. And again, mind you, there's not going to be too many fucking ghetto-ass, ragamuffin-ass bitches as much on a page like this that it's actually being, conscious. Okay, they're not the average black woman. They're not going to be focused on stuff like this, about news and stuff like this. All right, you say, oh, it's black people news. They don't care. They're focused on fucking what album, fucking Sexy Red came out with. That's what they're worried about. All right, how to keep their pH balance fucking thrown off and smelling like a fish factory. That's what they're focused on doing. All right, our women are fucked up. Says if a kid has manners and acts nicely and appreciates food, he'll get some, no questions asked. I love people like you. This one says there's nothing more satisfying than sharing food you've made with others and they love it. Honestly, I have ulterior motives. I'm a great cook and I don't mind happy faces. Boom. Right? Who's gonna reject a little cutie? And very polite. Boom. Boom. Yeah, a cute little kid walks up and wants some food. What's the fucking harm, man? Oh, his fucking wife. Yeah, his mom probably begging on Facebook, fucking ghetto and all. Yeah, sure. Sure, but I asked the parents first. It's true, because you don't want to give them something they have an allergic reaction, then now you have an issue. It says, some parents have food restriction. I'm not kind to try his problems. I'll agree. It says, I'll definitely throw in, go ask your parents real quick for me. All right, yep, exactly. All right. If you see me at the grill and ask, I'm going to put some extra on. Feed you first, and then I'm going to eat. I'm not about to turn nobody away if they're hungry. Boom. See, this is real Jake. This is where the real Jake at. All right? If you're I'm a real thug. You want to be a real one? Be a real one then. All right, help out. Communities are supposed to feed each other and be kind. My neighbors are mostly assholes. I could ask for their garbage and they'd probably say no. Again, I bet they live in an Edomite community. All right, with a bunch of white people. Said, if it were me, I instantly go and grill something for the kid. I don't understand the criticism at all. The kid was polite. He even said he wasn't trying to be rude. He tried to ask as polite as he could. He said, carry that memory of kindness for his life. Exactly. He's really cute and polite. I'd invite him and his family to my next cookout. Good way to make friends with neighbors. There you go. Boom. Said, look, man, this is all Jake. None at all. He getting a plate. All right, there you go. He getting a plate. And again, this is Jake. All right, other people, pop culture V2. That's usually pop culture is usually that's the ghetto Jake and the Edomites that are around that area. All right, I don't know if I know the regular pop culture. I don't know about V2, but I don't know if that's a redo of the original one because the original one got banned or what. But no, Jake's generous. All right, this is a better example of regular so-called black people. All right, now ninjas, knuckle dragon ass fucking hood rats and thoughts. Pop culture's better for them. Now, he ain't getting shit. You're right. You wouldn't give a kid anything. The only thing you do to a kid is kill him, suck him out your womb because you're a fucking barbaric ostrich of a woman. It says, especially in today's economy, if you have it, why not share it? I do not understand why some people take advantage both directions. Some people exploit the generosity of others. Some will exploit other people to extract benefits from themselves that are immoral or over the line, yada, yada, yada. I'm not reading all that. Hell, they might not even have to ask. Exactly. All right. In most Jake households, you go over there, you don't even have to ask for food. They're gonna ask you if you want some food. I ain't trying to be rude. Sent me. I'm getting this kid a plate. Balls it took to come and ask when most kids wouldn't even say hello to a stranger. Exactly. Boom. Dude, if I was cooking and a kid came to my door because it smelled good, I'd find that as a compliment. Kid went out of his way and wasn't even a jerk. No one knows what he's dealing with at home either. Shame on the adults for being shitty about this kid. Exactly. Fuck y'all. All right. And I hope all the people that were, evil, thinking evil of this kid and all that, hey, may shalak riyam upon you individuals. All right, that's destruction because that's just evil as fuck. Gonna wish a kid harm or call, oh, he's a piece of shit. He ain't getting shit from me. And you know what? Shalak riyam means evil. Shalak riyam you, and I hope the form of evils that come upon you, Baba Kwasha, happens in food insecurity. I hope you don't have food, and I hope you go to ask and nobody shares with you. I hope you get to the state of where you have to beg, and I hope nobody gives you anything. Please, I need some food. Fuck you, beggar, fucking bum. Go get a job. I hope the tides turn. I hope it comes back on you. I do sincerely. Baba Kwasha. All right, Baba Kwasha, Baba Kwasha, Baba Kwasha, which means please, please, please. All right. So yeah, man, and generosity is our custom. All right. Here's one for you. John 3:17. But whoso hath this world's good, you have goods in this world. You have items, you have money, you have food, you have clothing, extras, and you're in the position to give. Don't get me wrong. If you're in a position where you don't have to give and you have your last bread and no one is there sharing with you, you have to have that last bread. If you can't share it, then that's fine. But if you have some to give, and almost everybody has some to give, I'm not doing so good right now, but I'm sure I have something to give. All right, I'm gonna have something to give. Right, I have a bag of walnuts that I ain't eaten. Right. In the room, I know I have that. I could give that away. I have something, all right, something to give, all right, even in my state where I don't have that much to give, all right. Most people have more to give than me, and I'm still willing to give some, man. I don't hardly get any money, man. But at the end of the day, if someone needed it, I'll still try to buy them food. I'll still try to get them something, man, something, right? Because I've been there before, man. I've been there before. with, you know, not with insecurity, you know, with housing insecurity. I've been there. I've been homeless before, and yeah, I ain't with that. Now, I've never specifically starved. When I was a kid, we didn't have much, right? We didn't have much at all, you know, maybe some cans of some stuff and maybe some like pasta shells, and that was pretty much it. But I mean, we would eat like a pot of gruel kind of shit. But I mean, like, I didn't have it like other kids had it, right? So yeah, if I have it, man, I'm gonna make sure that I'm not gonna let nobody, the kid or not, adult, I don't give a fuck. All right. It says, but whoso hath this world's good and seeth his brother have need. So you have goods in the world, all right, and you see your brother needs help, right? And shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him. How dwelleth the love of Yahweh in him? How do you expect the Lord to love you, all right, if you're not gonna, you know, help? All right, let's go and break this down in an easier translation. Common English. But if someone has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need but refuses to help, how can the love of Yahweh dwell in a person like that? You're not loving, all right? And what do you think the Lord's going to think of you, all right? A fucking stingy-ass person. Anyway, man. All right, Common English. I guess we'll continue that. What about the easy to read? I like the easy to read. All right. Suppose a believer who is rich enough to have all the necessities of life sees a fellow believer who is poor and does not have even basic needs. What if the rich believer does not help the poor one? Then it's clear that Yahweh's love is not in that person's heart. All right. You know, Lord's not dealing with them like that. Right? You say, well, that's only talk about brother. That means we only need to help the other Israelites. Well, we'll get to that as well. Okay? Because, no. I mean, if you see an Edomite that needs food, you just give it to them as well. All right, why? Because you're gonna heap a heap of coals on their head. All right, as we're gonna get a little bit later in this lesson, right down here. That's probably where we'll get today, and then we'll leave the other ones for another lesson, a second lesson. It says, how long are we at? 30 minutes? We're already at 40 minutes. Oh, excuse me. I never changed it over. Salakia. Well, still got everything that needed to be got. All right. Let me see if I can go show the video. I mean, you don't really even need to see the video because it was just a little. I'll go and show you though. This is the video. I'll play it one more again. Here you go.
I ain't trying to be rude though, but you still grilling?
Nah, we done now.
Oh, y'all just finished today?
Yeah.
Y'all got some leftovers?
Nah, we ain't ate yet.
Oh, it's almost done.
What you need, man?
I'm trying to get some food. I saw y'all grill up. I was like, y'all grilling?
Do you live up the street?
Yeah.
Okay, well, next time we grill, I'll make sure to get something extra for you, okay?
Okay.
Because do you like, it's not grilling, but do you like Cheeto Puffs?
Yeah.
You like Cheetos? Okay.
You know, and that woman is a sweet woman because at least she tried to give him something, right? Didn't want to send the boy home, you know, empty-handed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And he said thank you. He was a sweet kid. Now, why would you? How are you gonna turn that kid away, man? The sweet kid. He's just being nice. I mean, shit, man. A lot of these people are fucking evil as shit. A lot of these people are just evil as shit. Here's another one. Proverbs 28 and 27. He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack, but he that hideth his eyes shall have many a curse. All right. Easy to read version. Whoever gives to the poor will have plenty. Whoever refuses to help them will get nothing but curses. The Lord's actually going to send curses on you. All right. And guess what? Shalak, Riam, you individuals that do that. All right. Those are curses. There's more curses. I'm putting them on you. All right. May the Lord send evils upon you and may you get those curses because you didn't want to help because you want to be a stingy fucking asshole. Here it is. You had it, but no, I'm not giving you. No, it's my food. Okay. Fucking ooga booga ass motherfucker. Fucking caveman. All right, you don't want to help. All right, whatever you say. All right. So whosoever refuses to help him will get nothing but curses. All right. Guess what? You're not gonna have nothing to eat next time. All right, because the Lord's gonna make sure you don't. Okay. Let's get Isaiah 58 and 7. Anyway, I forgot 43 minutes. All right. So like again for the camera situation all this whole time, I didn't even check. But again, at least this time it wasn't where you had to look a whole bunch. I read the comments and all that stuff. You know, I don't have, you know, you can go and look on there if you want to see exact proof that those were the comments. I wouldn't tell you no lie. All right, but that's what they read. Isaiah 58 and 7, it says, is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou bring the poor that are cast out to thy house? When thou seest the naked, that thou coverest him, or cover him, and that thou hide not thyself from thine own flesh. All right, there you go. It said, look, easy to read version. I want you to share your food with the hungry. I want you to find the poor that don't have homes and bring them into your own homes. When you see people who have no clothes, give them your clothes. If you have extra, give them, right? Don't hide from your relatives when they need help. There you go. Don't hide from your relatives when they need help. That's another thing. Hey, man, I need $50. Oh, I ain't giving you shit. Why? Guess what? You're gonna bring curses upon yourself. All right. And the next time when you need $100, you need $20. Guess what? Nowhere to be found. No one's gonna help you. All right. You want to know why? Because you're a stingy fucking asshole. All right. And that's why, man. And the Lord doesn't like people like this. Look at all these scriptures, man. And there's more than this about being greedy. All right. Being a greedy individual. There's more about being generous. There's more about giving alms. There's more about being hospitable. There's more about that. There's more about that. More. And this isn't even, hell, I might just have to add more by the next time I make the lesson. I may or I may not. But you could go, there's so many scriptures about it, man. Because it's part of our custom. It's part of our custom, all right, to be generous. All right, what is generosity? Generosity, the quality of being liberal and giving, characterized by a willingness to share time, money, resources with others freely and without expecting anything in return. Okay? You know, and that's the other thing. You got to do it for the right reasons. Again, when you give, the Lord can have those come back to you. All right. And like you said, you know, a lot of the time that will come back. But you don't have to have, I'm only going to help because the Lord's going to help me. No, you should help out of the goodness and kindness of your heart, not because you're looking to get something back, even if it's from the Lord. You should just do it because it's the right thing to do. Proverbs. Did I read Isaiah 58:7? I think I did. 1 minute. Yeah, I did. Slack. So Proverbs 22:9. It says, "He that hath a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor." There you go. Generous people will be blessed. Why? Because they share their food with the poor. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll get one more. Okay? We'll get one more. And then we're going to close out with the lesson, right? Okay, let me grab a drink here. And what if it's an Edomite? What's a filthy fucking Edomite, though? What if it's an Edomite? Well, Proverbs 25:21. If thine enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat. And if he be thirsty, give him water to drink. Easy to read version. If your enemies are hungry, give them something to eat. If they are thirsty, give them some waters. Give them some water. Give them some water, not waters. Or if you have multiple waters, give it to them. All right? Give it to them. Yeah, man. That's just how it is. So, again, you know, it's generosity is an Israelite custom. This is part 1 of that. I'm going to do a part 2. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a part 3. I don't know. Because this is something that Jake apparently needs to know. Okay? This is something that Jake apparently needs to know because Jake has become very stingy. All right? And they don't want to share. They don't want to help. They don't want to do nothing. And they want to, well, man, I don't have nothing. I ain't got nothing. You know, I ain't have nothing. Well, that's because you ain't have nothing because you ain't giving nothing. All right, you ain't giving nothing. You ain't doing nothing at all. All right, you ain't paying your tithes. All right, you ain't doing your alms. All right, which is given to the needy. All right, which is going to be in the second part, talking about alms. And I could do a whole lesson just on alms, man. So it's just one of those things where our people have become very fucking greedy at the end of the day, and they wonder why they're not getting anything back. It's because you're greedy. It's because you're greedy. As the scriptures say, basically, you know, if you do that, many a curses are going to come on you. And what's one of those curses going to be? You're not going to have nothing. Not going to have no money. Not going to have no food your damn self. All right? And I sincerely hope that, all right, for those individuals that are very stingy like that, they don't want to help, they don't want to lend. And, oh, you fucking bum. Well, guess what? I hope you come into needing, and I hope nobody gives it to you. All right? Actually, I hope that for some individuals. For other individuals, I want both things to happen, all right, through the Lord. I'd like to see that. Another thing, I'd like to see you come and meet, and then somebody does help you, and you think for a moment, go, wait a minute. I was a real asshole. If and to come into, I don't want you to die. That's not the curse I'm putting on you. I'm putting in a position where you need it and nobody helps you, and you realize, like, wow, it's really shitty to need and have nobody want to help you, all right? And then you're putting that perspective of that person that once asked you for help, right? And slack you for the background. I got a bunch of shit I need to take downstairs. But yeah, man. So that's the lesson. we're going to close out with that. Lord willing, was edifying. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Shalom, you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.